Good morning. Good morning. Welcome to Love Morning. Welcome to this practice, a daily practice of gratitude and connection. Recommitting yourself to being that version of yourself that is a love ambassador. So when you can, being a little friendlier, a little kinder, looking for the ways that you can gift, looking for the people that you can give that gift that we have with us at all times. As Thich Nhat Hanh said, at all moments we possess with us an inventory of flowers to give away through our kind eyes and our smile. So good morning. It is tradition, so I'll sing a song for you. We start in the morning and we share a thing or two. We share the good stuff that makes life so damn rad. And if you aren't happy, you can share the things making you sad. It's good times for us to be together. We can celebrate the good things, even the weather. I'm glad you're here to celebrate with me. It's time to have love morning, can't you see? Good morning. Welcome to Love Morning, our daily practice. Part of my daily practice is a daily song. It's more of a ditty, a daily ditty, but not spelled like D-I-D-D-Y. Ditty. Rhymes with titty. What are you grateful for? I am feeling overwhelmed with gratitude right now. I am staying at a place right on the ocean. You can see the Pacific behind me in Solana Beach, California. Got up really early, so got to watch the light come up over the ocean. Went to see Annie Defranco last night. Lisa got tickets and brought us to go see Annie Defranco. I'll talk about that in a little bit more. Good morning, Gerbot. Good morning, good morning, good morning. So good to see you. Hope you're having a beautiful Thursday. It's already Thursday. My goodness. Oh, that's right. Monday was off, so that's why this week is flying by. Good morning, Faith. Faith says, I am grateful for warm clothes, blankets, and a warm pug by my side. Much love from Florida. Really digging the gray. Me too. My dear friend this morning just sent me a picture of him with a white beard, and I'm like, me too. And I'm like, I think we both look pretty good with our beards. His looks really red. His is like white. Mine is, mine's pretty white. But yeah, I've been really enjoying it. I'm looking forward to the last of the pink getting washed out of my hair. At Annie Defranco, I had this observation of my thoughts. One, we went to, it was at the Belly Up, famous live music venue in Solana Beach. I've been there many times. I don't think I've ever been there sober. So I had a little anxiety going into a big crowded place, a place that all my memories there of being intoxicated. And, but I was with Lisa, so being with Lisa, I can be comfortable anywhere. And I could feel that because we went in and it was pretty crowded. So we kind of found a place where we could stand together. And then I had to go to the bathroom. And when I came back from the bathroom, she had taken a walk around to check out the venue. She does music, and she's always kind of looking for places that she could perform. Or maybe she was just casing the joint for a robbery. I'm not sure. She didn't say. And I come back to the spot where she was standing, and she's not there. And it was crazy, how my body went like I had the social anxiety feeling of I don't want to, I'm just a dude standing by himself at the bar, and I was noticing okay, this is an irrational response. This is anxiety over nothing. And then she found me, and I yelled at her for abandoning me. No, I didn't yell, but it was just and then the rest of the concert, we didn't stay for the whole concert, but we just kind of held each other and swayed and danced or had each other's heads in, and it was so lovely. I'm not a big fan of live music, but I love Annie Defranco. although I only know her old music from the 90s. So I only recognize one of the songs that she played before we left. And it was fun to go with Lisa, because Annie Defranco is a very influential person, impactful to Lisa growing up. And pretty significant to me too. She was one of those people that really was a role model for radical self-expression, regardless of what the society and the culture is. She wasn't a rock star in the system. She was, her own artist. And she's had beautiful songs touching on these subtleties of relationship that aren't just traditional love songs or breakup songs. They talk about the realness of being human and hurting and loving someone that's not good for you, and it's okay to break up with someone that you love if it doesn't work. And it was just cool to be in her presence. And my favorite part of the concert was her talking in between songs and just realizing this woman is awesome. Clearly a lot of thought. I think that we would get along great. One of the first things she said, she didn't talk directly about politics, but she said something like, fuck it, we're gonna have a good time anyway. And then that's how she started the song, her concert. Good morning, Juan. Good morning, and good morning, Chris. There are a few people here that know some of my news that is not public yet, so please don't ask me questions about it. I'm gonna do a live broadcast tomorrow and share some news, including some news about the upcoming workshop I'm gonna be giving in Santa Barbara. Anybody else have something that they are grateful for that they would like to share? I am so grateful that I have not been personally impacted by the fires, and so grateful that the people I know that have been affected by the fires are okay. So grateful for Betsy, my co-host for Stay Sparked. We recorded an episode yesterday that went live about cultivating joy. And I really enjoyed the conversation, although I got a little nervous about making it public. Ask me why. So the gist of the episode was that it's important to cultivate joy. And even when, and maybe especially when, there's lots of suffering in the world, and there's lots of bad news, and there's lots of injustice, and there's lots of reasons to be angry, it's even more important to find ways to not be angry, find ways to be joyful. And in fact, I was making the point, or the argument, that anger without action is worthless. And in fact, joy with action is way better than anger with inaction. And I mention that because right now there are people who feel like if you're not mad, you're not paying attention. And almost like a demanding, I can't believe you're not more upset. And there's a difference between being unhappy with the situation, being appalled, knowing that things must change. You can have all of those beliefs and still lead a happy life, still enjoy the sunsets and the flowers and the babies and the good food and your friends and your lover. And in fact, my experience has been that when I feel the obligation to really be with the suffering and the anger, I am not taking action in the world. I slip into, fuck this, too much, we can't win. But if I instead work to cultivate joy, with gratitude, focus on all the good stuff, spend time with the good stuff, don't let myself get pulled underwater, then I can be like, man, there's so much that's awesome about life. And with that energy go, and I'm going to use some of that energy to work with homeless population. Like this weekend, no, a weekend from now, a week from Saturday, is the 14th anniversary of First Saturdays. There's no way I could be doing that for 14 years if every time I went, I was like, the system and the homeless, it's There's no way. The only way that I can do it is by joyfully going, all right, let's interact with some human beings. Let's laugh with some people. Let's find the extra stuff we have and give it to people that don't have much. And then it becomes this like, the responsibility isn't to end the suffering. The responsibility isn't to end homelessness. The responsibility is to move the dial in the direction of healing, of love and light. That's it. Some days the direction of light is going to be teeny tiny. Maybe it's just a little bit of self-forgiveness of like, I love myself enough to not beat myself up for being in bed all day. That's my activism today. And some days it's big. Some days it changes lives. But it's really less about the big actions and more the daily direction of gifting, helping, kindness, connection, which is what this is all about. This practice that we're doing right now is all about just consistency of going in the right direction, not worrying about the distance. So I really encourage you to listen to the new episode. We talk about the different ways that we can cultivate joy. We talked about singing a lot. I even sang a little bit. I got inspired to just sing a little bit in the middle of the broadcast. Talked about Lisa and talked about this practice here. So if your ears were burning, I'm talking about love mornings as well as gratitude circles and other things. So I hope it is taken well. Gerbot is grateful to wake up to a warm house. Nice. Do you have it set on a timer so that it warms you up before you wake up? Or is your house just toasty? Hey, Michelle, can you delete your comment? And good morning. Chris is grateful I have health insurance, and I'm really grateful that I've been healthy all my adult life because the hospital started sharing what the prices are for my upcoming surgery and what I owe. Sticker shock. Yikes. Really, I feel that so much. I actually I had a doctor appointment yesterday. I'm now taking some pills to deal with my fungus on my toe that's been there for years. He goes, what have you been doing to it? I've been putting tea tree oil. He goes, no, that's not going to do anything. And then he says, so what we need to do is we need to take a liver test now and a liver test in 6 weeks, and then I'll give you the other half of this meds. Because there's a teeny tiny chance that there's anything with the liver, but just because we need to just make sure. And I had the thought that I've never had before, which is, do I need that test? What are they going to charge me for that? Because it's up until a couple months ago, I felt like my relationship with insurance was pretty good. But then a few months ago, I got sent in to get a test, and they said, oh, this isn't covered. You owe $800. And I was like, whoa. The test that didn't find anything, that was just to double check that my doctor thought she heard something off on my heart, but there wasn't. And I spent $800, and it wasn't covered by insurance. I'm like, so how do I not fall into that trap anymore? And I had to talk with the doctor about it, and he was pretty cool, actually. And I kind of felt bad for him. Like, I know this isn't your department. I'm not angry at you. Great. Gerbot has you got a timer so that you can wake up to a warm house. Think about what a luxury that is, that we can temperature control our homes. Good morning, Dawn. Dawn says, hugs from sunny and cold Utah. And Michelle, I will say thank you so much, and thank you for congratulating us on our concert to Annie Defranco. It was the first time we've gone to a concert together, And the first time, I'll be honest, my respect and awe of Annie Defranco is as this powerful feminist force, and the and I wasn't sure, like, does she have male fans? You know, like, is it going to be a crowd of strong women? And like, I almost was like, am I going to feel like they don't want me there? Which I didn't feel at all, and there was plenty of guys. But it was really fun to be there with Lisa and just kind of holding her as both of our old bodies were like, how are you doing standing? Not too good. My back's hurting. Yeah, my feet are hurting. And it's too loud. Chris says 12K this month out of pocket. Wow. Is that your max? Like, I know my insurance has like a max out of pocket for the year, but 12K. I mean, I guess some things are priceless. So I'm glad that you're going to be around for a lot longer. That's priceless. Good morning, Etoile. Etoile says, aloha. It is cold here. My heart is warm and full of gratitude. Anyone else want to share something that they are grateful for? I'm grateful for a warm cup of coffee. I am grateful that I'm going to see my friend Adam this afternoon, and I'm going to see my friend Carpo tomorrow. I'm still glowing from getting to hang out with my cousin Tracy this weekend. So fun. Yeah, I'm pretty happy. Good morning, Janet. Nice to see you. Happy Thursday, everyone. Which feels like, to me, because of Monday, it feels like this week is just starting. Already planning for Friday. Good morning, Natasha. Saying good morning from the frozen desert. Grateful for heat and for my plants. Yay for plants. Janet is grateful for beloved friends. Hear, hear. I'm grateful. I started playing with Blue Sky yesterday, the kind of Twitter alternative. People keep saying they're leaving Facebook for Blue Sky, but it really doesn't function like Twitter. It functions like, it doesn't function like Facebook. It functions like Twitter. But I joined it, and I actually was enjoying, like, I have a lot of, like, little thoughts and little videos that I don't post because I just don't want my entire feed to just be full, and people just be like, you get too much. But I felt like on Blue Sky, I can just post as much as I want, like little thoughts that I think will start fights on Facebook. There's so many topics that I don't want to touch. Like the thought that I posted yesterday, I think my first post on Blue Sky was like, my take is don't waste energy on Musk's arm gesture that could be interpreted, or it's, he's clearly a awkward person. So rather than focus on interpreting a hand gesture, why not focus on the very real, not up for debate things that are being said and done? Now, I know if I post that on Facebook, I will get a flood of people saying why I need to be upset and why I should not discount and why I'm naive for, not stockpiling guns as the Nazi party is, going to be storming my door. Did I tell you that I shared the video of? Oh, I did. That was the Bud, the bishop who spoke truth to power, and this, like, the comments that I got, that I tried to say it in a way that would invite Trump supporters to actually pay attention, because I thought that it could help. And the attacks of Trump supporters and Trump from people on my side were so vicious that I had to take it down. Ooh, Natasha says no heat. The heat for your plants. I get it. Yeah, I understand that. A dear friend of mine was traveling, and they came back, and their power went out while they were gone, and all his plants died. And he's a plant person, like you, and he was really hurt, really crushed. Natasha's saying, I use Blue Sky for all the little things. I don't want to share super personal stuff because of it being public like X. I can't leave Facebook just yet, but I'm giving it significantly less of my time. I'd like to be in that category. If you're on Blue Sky, add Hug Nation, and I will add you back. I am Hug Nation. No spaces. Oh man, Juan's insurance is $500 per year, and all medicines are free. Medical coverage is also free to me. Want to get married? Yeah, a couple of years ago, I was on Medi-Cal, which is like the best insurance I've ever had, and it's free when you're making below a certain amount. And I am no longer in that category, and it's maddening when I realize how much going from zero to whatever I pay a year plus, the procedures and things. At 12 says, I love the bishop. Grateful she reminded us of being compassionate. Yeah, I mean, really, and I'm really loving some of the memes that are calling out, if you have a problem with what she said in her sermon, you do not understand Christ's teachings at all. What's his name? Van something? Is it? I can't remember. Van Jones, I think? No. He was like, there's two types of Christians. There's the Christian party that supports wars and slavery and then there's the Christians who follow the teachings of Jesus. And, the bishop was sharing the teachings of Jesus. And imagine if all religious leaders, their job was to be like, I understand that you feel tight for money and you want to get a leg up on everyone else, but if you really want to be true to your faith, if you are a human that follows Christ, you need to really tithe more. You need to be of service more. You need to listen to those without voices. You need to lift up the downtrodden. Yeah, I think I wrote on Blue Sky, when I picture a badass warrior in my mind, this woman is not what I had in my head, but it is now. Luann says, I'm grateful that the sun came out today. Time to plan this year's garden. Ooh, that's exciting. Do you grow from seeds? Lisa got me a bunch of seed packets for Christmas, and I am a little frightened and nervous about trying to grow things from seeds. Last time I did that, I think I was in elementary school, and we put things in paper towels and watched them grow. Zoe, good morning. Happy Thursday. Zoe is grateful today for my amazing support system and the loving community around me. I am doing a men's group in March. In fact, you can go, I've got kind of it's a beta. The details aren't all certain yet. Well, the date is, but otherwise. But if you want to see the site that I'm making, it's heartcenteredmen.org, heartcenteredmen.org. And really the kind of impetus for what we're going to be working on talking about, with I'm talking with Ishmael, my co-lead, is community. There's so much of the healing that we need to do, especially as men, is finding authentic belonging. In many ways, that's the mission of this too, and of the gratitude circles, and of Pink Heart, and of Hug Nation, is can we create spaces where who we are, genuinely real and authentically, is celebrated? Because humans are wacky, flawed, broken, incredible, miraculous, creative things. And if we have a expectation that they must be a certain way, then people start to only reveal and show the things that they're supposed to be. And even if you're in community in that way, like if you join a church and everyone in the church is pretending to be pious and holy, but they're all cheating on their wives and embezzling from their bosses, like you don't even know each other, you know? That's not real community. It's a club. Community is when you can go like, hey, I have this fear. I have this addiction. I've struggled with this. I'm struggling with my self-worth here. And people go, me too. Or that sounds hard, but thank you for trusting us. And how can we support you? So that is the heart-centered men. Is that what I said? Yeah. Luann grows about 600 tomato plants from seeds and gives them away all away. That's incredible. What a beautiful expression of love ambassadorship. Gardens are my first experience with spirituality was a garden, for sure. I am so grateful for my partner Lisa. We went to a concert last night and danced together and kissed and snuggled and didn't care who was watching. I'm pretty sure they were watching the stage where Annie Defranco was rocking it, but Ani. Lisa just corrected me because I was wrong. This happens a lot. You have Teamsters Union Medical. Oh, badass. I have never been in the Teamsters Union, but I've seen it portrayed in The Simpsons and movies. Hello, Gabby and Reno. Good morning. Sarah is grateful for the courageous bishop standing in her integrity and speaking so eloquently what needed to be said. May she be protected from the current mob mentality. Yeah. I would imagine that she is feeling a profound sense of clarity and strength. You know, the magnitude of that kind of gesture and the impact on a country is rare. And so I would guess, based on knowing nothing about her, but just witnessing that act, that if she has consequences, she is prepared for it spiritually, because she followed the depth of her conviction, and that cannot be shaken. All right, any more last gratitudes before we head off into our days and spread this goodness around? I'm grateful for the firefighters. I keep hearing stories of places that have been saved because of the heroics of human beings. So grateful to all those that are working so hard to protect. And Tasha says, I'm grateful for the growers who start from seed so I can start from a small 2-inch start pot because I am not at seed growing level of gardening. Me neither. But maybe we can try and fail together. Xenia, grateful for finding your live appearance. I just watched that sermon on mercy and could not find words. Thank you for everything you do. So good to see you. Good morning. Good morning. I'm just taking a moment for additional gratitude, even though I've spoken a bunch, for that bishop. And noticing the ripples that one human being put into the world. Some of those ripples are coming back at her aggressively. But that is the modern warrior, is not necessarily attacking a dragon or even, fighting an army, but speaking words of peace and compassion into a space that is less and less tolerant of opposition. So wherever you are, let's give ourselves a hug I'm also feeling so much gratitude for Grandpa Caleb, my role model for being a love ambassador, my role model for following his convictions, a man who was a fire and brimstone preacher raised in a racist home and went on to fight for gay and civil rights because he did the inquiry of like, what would Jesus do? I think he would be very proud of that bishop. So let's seek to be the people that we can be proud of. How can we act in the world in ways that make us go to bed going, I feel strong in my presence. I feel good about who I am in the world. And I just trust that the ripples will hit the right people. And a huge part of that task is on healing ourselves, getting ourselves clear so that as we do act in the world, we are not tainted by biases and corrupted media and things like that. Trying to heal our traumas so that we don't bring that filter into our perspectives. Healing ourselves is a massive part of this activism as a love ambassador. So let's forgive ourselves and be proud of ourselves and forgive one another and be proud of one another as we take a deep breath in and squeeze. On behalf of Grandpa Caleb and all of you beautiful love ambassadors, thanks for being here today. I love you. If all goes well, Lisa will be joining me tomorrow. See you tomorrow.